We cannot take the chance of putting our families and loved ones or our community in jeopardy.
Officials at a meat processing plant are trying to contain an outbreak of COVID-19, and community leaders are also playing a part. Good evening, I'm Jen Lask. At last check, 400 employees out of 700 at Rantoul Foods have been tested for the virus. 55 tests have come back positive. WCIA 3's Karina Rubio spoke with a community leader in Rantoul to find out how this outbreak is affecting families.
Cultivadores, or in English, cultivators, is a nonprofit organization in Rantoul that works to provide resources to primarily Latino families in the community. Organization founder Nelson Cuevas says people have been relying on cultivadores even more throughout this pandemic for things like information, food, and prayer. But Cuevas says the Rantoul Foods outbreak has led to some resentment within the community. He says nearly 50% of employees there are Latino. And since the outbreak, he and some of the families that the nonprofit helps have been subject to racial slurs indicating blame, an issue he said he's rarely experienced in the community before. He says people must remember that there are employees from many different backgrounds at the plant.
The goal right now is to also, put water on the fire on the racial tension, and let the other cultures know, hey, this is a human crisis. It's not a Latino crisis.
SafeWorks medical director David Fletcher, who is overseeing testing, told WCIA that language barriers between officials and employees is one challenge they are working to overcome in this. Cuevas says his goal is to encourage people to get tested and to continue to provide resources. Officials say the rest of the 700 employees should be tested by the end of this weekend. Reporting, I'm Karina Rubio, WCIA 3, your local news leader.
Meanwhile, the Illinois Department of Public Health says 2,325 new cases of coronavirus have been confirmed in Illinois, including 111 more deaths. In all, health officials say 76,085 cases have been reported, including 3,349 deaths across 98 counties in Illinois. Within the past 24 hours, labs processed 16,617 tests, and today was the first day after 61 straight days of press conferences that Governor Pritzker did not do a televised briefing. Now, while some states have started reopening, others, like Illinois, introduced plans to eventually get there. The Restore Illinois, plan has a regional approach to reopening the state, but most won't be able to move to the next phase until next month. Congressman Rodney Davis said that he feels Governor Pritzker's plan is too rigid.
We're learning more and more about this disease every day, and we've got to have the flexibility to adapt. And I'm afraid the governor's phased approach is too inflexible for us to be able to adapt to new things that we're learning about the fight against COVID.
Pritzker's plan requires each region to wait 28 days before they can move between each phase, and all regions are in phase 2 right now, and restaurants and bars won't be able to open until phase 4. While the state is going through with the plan, lawmakers are still looking for more assistance from the federal government. Illinois has come under fire after Senate President Don Harmon sent a letter to Congress asking for financial help for problems including the state's pension debts. Senator Dick Durbin said that while he does what he can to help his home state, that ask might have been too much.
Well, Don Harmon is the new president of the Senate. He's my friend of many years, and I wish him the best in his new job. But I would just characterize his letter to me and others as ambitious. He was looking for federal assistance at a level which is unrealistic.
Both Senator Durbin, and Congressman Davis are on the president's committee to decide how to go about reopening the country. The rest of their interviews will be on this Sunday's episode of Capital Connection. Many businesses have been forced to shut down because of the pandemic, but one in Moequa is going to Washington to try and get some help. Timmy's Tours lost all of its business when the shutdown happened, and there's nobody left to transport or give tours to. But companies like Timmy's didn't get any bailout money from the federal government. So now hundreds of buses are heading to D.C. to rally for funding.
We're looking for cash grants, basically like how the airlines were bailed out, how Amtrak was bailed out. Your city bus systems have been bailed out, and we weren't. Congress missed the bus with us.
Timmy's Tours will take off from Moequa on Monday, and the rally is planned for Wednesday. A think tank is warning that Illinois could lose hundreds of millions of dollars in gas tax revenue this year. A report from the Illinois Economic Policy Institute says Illinois could lose anywhere from $296 million to $559 million this year. Last year, the Illinois General Assembly passed a 6-year infrastructure plan with $33 billion going to transportation projects. A lot of that funding was supposed to come from raising the state's gas tax last July, but road travel has dropped nearly in half this spring. Food banks across Illinois are working to help families whose jobs have been impacted by COVID-19. The Central Illinois Food Bank gave out food to roughly 750 households today, and that's more than double the largest distribution they've ever held in the past. Yesterday, they donated food in Lincoln as well, helping roughly 250 households there. And they gave each home pre-packed boxes with fruit, eggs, soups, sauces, beans, juice, and meat. For the latest on COVID-19, from testing numbers to the impact of the stay-at-home order, head to our website, WCIA.com, or download our free news app. Dozens of law enforcement, first responders, and other public agencies paid tribute to Douglas County Coroner Joe Victor today. Victor died Tuesday at a hospital in Urbana after going in for treatment for diabetes. In addition to serving as coroner, he was also the county EMA director, and Victor dedicated 4 decades of his life to public service in Douglas County. People honored Victor with a procession this afternoon, paying their respects from their cars and the sidewalks before his family reached the cemetery. New at 6, the Geese College of Business is launching a new online option for a Master of Science in Management. Students in the program will be able to take classes such as marketing, strategic, process, and management, and they'll also be able to customize their programs with electives focusing on global business challenges, for example. Associate Dean Brooke Elliott says the program is being launched at a time when these skills are in high demand.
And perhaps people have the flexibility to pursue education that they didn't otherwise have. And we also recognize that, of course, perhaps for some, from an economic perspective, their lives have been disrupted in a way that they didn't anticipate. But that's why we're so proud to offer, a graduate degree from the University of Illinois and the Geese College of Business at under $11,000.
The 36 credit hour program kicks off this October and will cost $10,872. Students can start applying for the IMSM June 1st, and students who apply by July 15th will be eligible to start in August. Also tonight, dozens turned out for a parade in Urbana today. The reason why the timing was so special.
And tonight, temperatures are not going to be as chilly as they were last night. We actually broke a record this morning at 30 degrees, breaking that record from back in 1966 of 31 degrees. But quick look at your weather headlines. It's not going to be as chilly tonight, but there are building clouds, and a breezy and rainy Sunday is in the forecast. I'll have all the details right after this.